Hey everyone, hope all is well. Welcome to today's video. So in today's video, I'm going to answer a very important question, which is it really important to work with a big brand when you're applying for ISB, or is it okay to work in your family business or your startup and then apply and showcase it as your professional experience? Now, why am I recording this video? Because I get a lot of questions on LinkedIn and from people who reach out to me for profile evaluation, which is Sarthak, I'm not working with the likes of EY or Goldman Sachs or Microsoft. I'm working with a Series A funded startup, and sometimes it's my own startup, or sometimes it's my family owned business. So does ISB even consider it to be a viable, valuable experience if you have not worked with a big brand like a big three or a big four, or let's say a Mang in a product management sense, or let's say a Tata Motors or Reliance? The answer is yes. Every work experience, be it with a startup, be it with your own venture, be it with family business, is considered to be equally valuative, but it's your responsibility to talk about it in a very impactful way in your essays, specifically the third essay, which is about your goals, and also in the employment details section of your application. And see, working with a big brand does not give you any brownie points. If let's say Sarthak is an applicant who has spent 4 years with KPMG in, let's say, management consulting, it's very easy for the reader to figure out if Sarthak has really done any actual work, or if he's just beefing up his content. And it's very visible to spot that either in the essays or in the employment details, or even if Sarthak gets an interview call, the alumni interviewers will 100% grill him and ask him about his individual contribution in all of his client engagements at KPMG. So whether it's in writing or whether it's a verbal response, it's very easy for the interviewer or the evaluator to figure out how much work have you actually done, right? That being said, if you have worked with a startup, or if you have worked on your own venture, or if you have worked in your family business, there is a very high likelihood कि आपको अपने family business या startup के बारे में हर चीज़ पता होगी. You will know the business model, you will be privy to all the numbers, something that a big four consultant might not know, right? Because EY being a very big firm, you're not supposed to know everything about the project end to end. But if Sarthak is, let's say, not working in EY, if Sarthak is, let's say, working in FamPay, which is a Series A, if I'm not wrong, Series A fintech startup. So if Sarthak is an assistant manager in FamPay, he is bound to know everything about number of customers onboarded, his results. He would have complete visibility on everything from idea to market for his individual project. So my belief is that there is a prospective upside when it comes to working with startups and even your family business. But वो upside तभी harness कर पाते हो आप when you really talk about those numbers, you really talk about your individual contribution in a very impactful way in your essays, be it your success in the second essay or be it your goals essay where you talk about your work done till date. That being said, some additional insight on this is कि when you have worked with a startup or your own venture or the family business, in the interview, expect yourself to be grilled. It will likely be a Shark Tank India pitch. If you have worked in an early stage startup and if you have claimed that I have taken care of XYZ project, unit economics, the whole P&L. So why I said prospective upside, because you need to defend what you're talking about in the essays. A big four consultant will not be able to talk about so many numbers, so many projects, so much visibility, which they'll not have. But a startup employee will be able to very easily add those numbers, stakeholders impacted, customers onboarded in their essays. But they'll be grilled a lot more than the big four consultant in their interview, because as a startup employee, or as somebody working in your family owned business, or as somebody working on your own venture, you are supposed to know everything. आपके उनके किसी भी क्वेश्चन का आंसर आप ये नहीं बोल सकते यार मेरे को इसके बारे में कुछ नहीं पता, या फिर आई डोंट हैव विजिबिलिटी ऑन दिस प्रोजेक्ट और दिस प्रोसेस. You have worked in a startup, so you're bound to know these things from A to Z, right? So I believe those who have worked with a startup or their family business, they have a prospective upside. If they very tactically talk about numbers, stakeholders, projects in their essays, there is no disadvantage of you working in a startup which is not very well known. Trust me on that. I have had enough and more mentees who have worked on their own venture or an early stage startup or a very small firm, and they've still gotten through simply because they could introspect, take some time and talk about their individual impact in the essays, and they could defend it very well in the interviews. So if you are up for it, then there is no disadvantage of working in a startup and then applying for ISB. There is no preferential treatment given to somebody who's working with a big brand. Trust me on that. And I hope this helps you.